everybody. Welcome to the new normal. I'm your host, Lisa Davis, aka Litecoin Lisa. Today is Friday, so I hope everybody grabs something red to remember everyone deployed. We always do that on Friday, RED. We are grateful for our servicemen and women and, of course, their families that serve alongside them and their dedication to our country. So here's, we are grateful for you. But it's Friday. It's a filibuster Friday. Let's get rid of the damn filibuster so we can move on with this thing. Let's see what Westwood thinks about it, because I'm curious what his thoughts are on this. And I have a little bit of a video from a professor that I'd like to introduce you guys to if you don't already know this Professor Clement. So we'll get into that and look at if does this point to a continuity of government? Is that a solution? And will we see Trump have a third term right after this? Hey there, Westwood. Nice shirt. Looking sweet. How's it going? You're completely muted.
Wearing the Team Mighty shirt today. Lovely Litecoin Lisa.
I thought you were just giving me the silent treatment.
No, not at all. No. I can do that, though.
Yes. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah.
The silent treatment or the red shirt?
The red shirt.
The red shirt. Gotcha.
For sure. Yeah.
Notes. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So we're seeing the cryptos kind of stall out. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it depends on the crypto. I mean, we've had some pumps from Zcash, Dash, Digibyte had a nice run. Litecoin's starting to move. So Litecoin's the one. Once that goes, then it's game on. You know, that's always going to be the one they hold back the most. And so it's kind of moving a little bit. You know, it's what, $102 right now. It was 90, like 80, 88 yesterday, I think. Maybe 86.
88. Did you see? I had a great show with Johnny late last night.
Yes, I did.
And he was tweeting about Charlie Lee joining the
Silent Swap.
What is it called? Silent Swap?
SilentSwap.com, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like a privacy swap. So Litecoin already has Mimblewimble, where you can have an option to hold Litecoin in a way of privacy. But now this is a multi-chain swap privacy. So it's really, there is this huge trend, like as the dollar's dying and as we're watching kind of in what did Empire State Building had the weirdest tweet today. It said one world trade.
Yeah.
Today, that was their tweet. And there was also a thing about what country was threatening to they called it repurposing Russia's assets. But basically they were going to steal, they had possession of some of Russia's assets. I don't know if it was through some kind of IMF or something, but they were basically going to steal Russia's assets and repurpose them.
Yeah, we're gonna repurpose your income and we're gonna put it over here.
Yeah. And the article that I was reading about it was saying, like, basically that's theft. You've been entrusted with holding some of Russia's assets and you would be stealing it.
What's the word is? Depends on what you mean by the word is.
Dang, I need to find that tweet before so I'm giving you guys all the good information, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
So here's what don't be sorry. I have to say it or I'll forget about it.
No, do it.
Lose the moment. So, you know, if you're out there and you have a relationship and it's time to break up, say, I think it's time to repurpose this relationship. Right? No.
repurpose the marital assets.
Or that. Yeah, you could say that too.
I'm just going to
I'm
repurpose.
going to repurpose you.
I'm going to repurpose our children's college fund for my own use.
Yeah, things happen.
What kind of horrible person would do that? I don't know. Anyway, here it is.
It's a terrible thing to
Brussels.
do.
If Brussels steals frozen Russian assets, it won't just be a crime. It will be the final nail in the coffin of the post-war financial order. This is EU races to win Belgian backing for 140 billion Ukraine loan. So there's some kind of like trust thing. They're talking about the Belgian prime minister has been handed the detonator. If he proves the asset grab, Euroclear becomes a crime scene, and Europe, once content, built on treaties and trust, becomes the world's most dangerous custodian of capital. The Ukraine facility, oh Lord, there's Ukraine again, designed to bankroll Kiev through 2027, is already running dry. Of the original 50 billion pledged, only 18 billion remains. Meanwhile, Ukraine's fiscal demands are ballooning. Zelensky's government is asking for 60 billion more. Oh, this dude goes through money like
Man,
a
yeah,
fat kid at the buffet. Like
exactly.
all right. With Washington pivoting to Trump era retrenchment and domestic revolt brewing in the U.S. over Ukraine aid, Brussels now finds itself holding a burning torch and an empty wallet, pretending it's moral leadership. Okay, so the scheme on the table: loot the Russian central bank, not yachts, not oligarch cash, but sovereign reserves, the backbone of the post-Bretton Woods financial system. This isn't just about Russia, it's about precedent. Once a central bank's reserves are no longer protected under international law, once your enemy's deposits become your war chest, the entire architecture of the global capital collapses. Every euro or yen parked in Western custodianship becomes hostage capital, forfeited as sovereign. If they can do it to Moscow, they can do it to whatever this word is, or to New Delhi, or to Beijing or Brazil. BRICS blocks knows this, and with each desperate EU G7 stunt, they accelerate their exodus, building firewalls and trade corridors. So,
well, what's that do? I mean, there's a reset right there because that's a
that is
cascading effect. If you do that to Russia, I mean, okay, that's like an act of war. I mean,
it
first of all,
literally is.
it really is. But is that just pulling the pin on the whole thing at that point? Because then it's a race to, well, F it, I'm taking all the assets. Whoever's got this is just like,
It's
okay,
whatever you hold in your possession at
right.
that point. It's
Oh, there's silver
the
over here. I'm
9/10
taking it,
right. It's the 9/10 of the law
Right.
thing, right? Or possession
Exactly.
is 9/10 of the law
Right.
rule.
They just take what they have and okay, well, it is what it is.
It's the prove it.
Yeah, that screws up everything. I mean, it really does, because if you take all the sovereign wealth funds that are held,
Literally.
what's the point in playing the game anymore? There is no game.
There
It's
is no
over.
trust anymore.
Yeah, it's over at that point. And
There
so
is
then
no
what do you do?
fiat.
Right. Do you just say whoever's got the most gold now wins, or the most silver now, or the most Bitcoin, or whatever or the most guns? Yeah, right.
Yep.
Biggest military, who has the fuel? I mean, that's what it all comes down to in any of this stuff. Ultimately it comes down to who controls the energy. I mean, and gasoline, oil, that's the energy of the world right now. However, what if something else just happens to appear that's been buried for decades, and boom, you get this new energy that just pops up. But yeah, so I mean, it could be any number of the lost arts. But yeah, I mean, it comes down to energy then, because that produces everything. If you got no money, you got to have a means to like produce things, and energy at the base level is the thing to have. So if you're Japan, you might be in trouble, because you got no petroleum.
It's kind of crazy.
But Russia's got a lot of oil and natural gas. I mean, so, and they can survive anything. So I think they'll be fine.
I don't know.
But yeah, is that a reset right there if they do that? I mean, who's going to play the game at that point? I wouldn't. So,
I'm sure it's fine.
It's definitely fine. Everything is fine. Oh, okay, yeah.
Everything's fine.
Everything is awesome.
Yeah, everything is awesome. There's so much going on I wanted to talk about.
All right.
Silver
Do I cut the hair or
now.
let it grow?
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Do I cut the hair or let it grow out for the winter?
Let it grow. Let
You
it
think? I
grow.
don't even know.
Silver is now officially, US officially adds copper and silver to the critical minerals list. This is a big, exciting announcement for us.
That list has 60 minerals on it or metals on it, and one of them is, silver. One of them is copper. One of them is nickel, and gold is not on that.
Ooh, I saw a nickel-plated gun today at my friend's place. I probably should have picked that up.
Or you can just go to the bank and get a 5-cent nickel and have 6 cents worth of metal. I mean, that tells you right there, it's an industrial metal. It's a strategic metal. You need those things. You need silver, you need copper, you need nickel, and you need 57 other ones. The USGS is, saying. Do you need gold? It's good as money, I guess, but as far as a strategic metal, it's not.
It's
So
pretty, but
I'd look at these other things that are cheap. That's why I keep saying, go get some nickels from the bank. You got 75% copper and 25% nickel. You cover 2 of your bases.
Especially since you can't get pennies anymore.
No.
And they are keeping that so quiet. Like people are not, businesses, all this are not hearing that they can't have pennies yet.
They're finding out is what's
they're
happening.
Finding out when they go try to get them, but they're not, it's not being announced, or there's not like warning. You're not,
No, it's just going to be a roundup situation. From now on, it'll be roundup to the next 5.
It's really interesting. Interesting. Oh, there's so much more I want to talk about. Yeah, round up or round down. And you better you better keep your clients happy.
Right, round down on the cost, round up on the change.
Let's see. Oh, money. Those are the fun things to talk about. Oh, the Farmer's Almanac is no more. Other things that are
really they got rid of that.
So the last Farmer's Almanac will be this December.
How am I going to know what the snowfall totals are going to be?
Well, it's all planned. So you just
AI
contact NOAA or NASA or whatever, and they'll let you know what the flights are, and then you'll be able to know. But so this is about the Farmer's Almanac. Are you able to see that? Hopefully you can see that. Yes. A fond farewell. The season we hoped would never come is here. With great appreciation and heartfelt emotions, we write to share some sad news. After more than 200 years of sharing a unique blend of weather, wit, and wisdom, we've made the very difficult decision to write the final chapter. The 2026 Farmer's Almanac will be our last edition. So they're going to write in December, I guess, for next year.
Okay.
The Farmer's Almanac has been since 1818. So
wow.
They have used moon phases and consulted the almanac for the best days to potty train, wean, or go fishing. That's crazy. Plant your peas when daffodils bloom. Watch for red sky at night. Tell kids how granddad always swore by the almanac. So copies of the 2026 Farmer's Almanac are currently available on farmersalmanac.com, Amazon, and these local stores. You'll be able to access our website until December 2025.
All right.
But that's it. It's gone after that, which I thought this seems really odd to me. Why?
I guess what is the reason? Nobody's buying the physical copy anymore, because that was always the thing. You'd get the little book, the Farmer's Almanac.
But even the website is gone after December 25.
I mean, they're just not getting interest. I mean, is it
Is
just
the
a
moon
loss?
changing after December 25?
I guess so, yeah. AI is taking over, and it's going to, cycle the moon correctly in the best path. So, yeah, it'll be fine. It's all an artificial construct anyway. I mean, it's all an illusion anyway. So, just reprogram it. So we don't need the Farmer's Almanac to tell us what to do. The AI is going to figure it all out and do the best possible path for everything. And we'll just, yeah.
I don't know. 11 must-see sky events in 2026. Gardening tips, weather prediction, lunar phases, recipes, fishing, how to pick the best corn on the cob.
It's kind of cool. It's a little nostalgic thing that, everybody would read it. I mean, I guess not everybody, but yeah, everybody would a lot of people would refer to it. I'm in the Midwest, you talk about it and what's in it, and all the little predictions and all the tales and all the, the little knowledge, like you said, okay, plant this in this time. And I don't know. I'm not sure why they get rid of that.
Oh, Gazoosa's last Farmer's Almanac he bought was 98% ads.
Well, maybe that's why.
Oh, there you go.
No value to it anymore.
Well, there you go. That's
information. You can order your X-ray sunglasses in the back. You cut out the little thing and send it in. The little. Yeah. Remember those?
Yeah.
Orphan Annie decoder.
This was epic. Sydney Sweeney standing up for herself, and no apologies. I loved it. I loved her not bending the knee to the ugly mean girl.
I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't? It was so great.
Well, let's see it then.
Oh gosh, it's so great.
Content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
There you go.
Yeah, I like how she says, I'm giving you the opportunity to defend yourself, because a lot of people say that what you did is like racist. So I'm giving you the opportunity to defend yourself.
I'm going to give you every opportunity to correct how
say the right thing,
white you are and pretty. And so if you just want to say something right now on my show,
right,
that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now.
Yeah, that's good. It's like, well, I'll talk about it if I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So
no, I love how she just handled her business and was like, pretty sure if I have something to say, I'll make sure people hear it. Thank you.
Won't be to you.
And I'm not going to walk into your guilt trap.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's just it. I mean, just speak your own truth. I mean, I'm at that point where I'm, don't sugarcoat stuff for anybody. If you want to say something and it's your truth, just say it. It's not even worth it. You're dancing around and trying to make everybody happy because they're not happy anyway. There's nothing you can say to some people. I mean, if they're attacking you about, your beliefs or whatever it may be, I mean, okay, that's fine. Believe what you want to believe. I want to say what I want to say. I want to believe how I want to believe. Let's get along. Or just stay out of my, air.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to project themselves onto you. Okay, I'm happy for you. It's just, but I don't think that way. And, you're not going to make me think that way. So, okay.
Yeah. Well, and the assumptions that people make about someone else. And the funniest thing is that they might be thinking about you and it's the biggest deal for 2 seconds. And then they walk off and go have their own life. Mm-hmm. Speaking of people not paying attention to things that they really probably should be paying attention to. Thank you, 84 million, for bringing this to attention. BitPay apparently didn't do the reporting, the monthly reporting. And I guess Litecoin Ricky brought this up too. So well done to both of you. They just skipped over doing their monthly reporting because Litecoin flipped Bitcoin for most commonly used transactions on BitPay. Again.
September
stats. So what Litecoin was most used for payments and payouts. Uh, on 20 out of the last 21 months,
Right.
Litecoin was the most used.
So they figure, you know what? We're tired of the employee of the month, the same guy.
Right.
We're not going to give the award this
Kind
month.
of quit.
We're not hanging the picture this month. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Not sorry.
Crazy.
It is. I mean, you look at all the metrics of Litecoin right now, the hash rate, I mean, the transactions, I mean, the fees are so low. I mean, all the things that it's doing, it's just way undervalued as far as price. And because you see some of these other coins that have run up like Zcash and Dash, I mean, they have nowhere near the usage, nowhere near the metrics. So what's at work here? What's really going on? And it just makes you really wonder what goes on with these markets because they just don't have, no, a lot of it's emotion driven, but a lot of it's, they become traditional markets in a way to where they can be very manipulated with money. And it's, Litecoin's a threat. I mean, it really is. I mean, with what it can do and the power that it has, I mean, with optional security or privacy, that's a big deal. I mean, it really is. And you've seen the MWeb side of things, the numbers are over 300,000 Litecoin in MWeb now. That's been growing every month. I can imagine at some point there'll be a million, and probably not that far away. And that's a pretty big deal. I mean, that was released in May of 2022, and it took some time to get some traction because you couldn't use MWeb on anything except a core wallet that you had to download and run on a PC or a laptop. Pain in the butt. Most people aren't going to use it, except hardcore people that are into it. So it's very difficult. You don't have the QR code scanner, so you pasting addresses just pain.
Right. But
And
now
so
you can do it on
apps.
wallet and
Yeah, you got Cake Wallet, Nexus Wallet, and Stack Wallet, and then Koinomi is working on it, they said. So, I mean, it's going to be mainstream. You'll be able to have it on all these other wallets, and that's a big deal. You'll have more people. Why would you not peg it into MWeb and have it on that privacy layer? I mean, it just makes sense to do that. I mean, if you've got it sitting on an address, you got X amount of Litecoin sitting on an address. Now, nobody knows who owns that address, but maybe there's one time that somebody figured out, oh, that's Litecoin Lisa's public address. Look how many Litecoins. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow, that's interesting. It's like somebody getting your bank statement and looking at it. I mean, who wants that? So there's a place for privacy, with your energy or money. I mean, you don't just go around, carrying all your cash with you, and showing everybody and whipping it out every time you go somewhere. It's not a smart idea. So anyway.
Yeah.
And web is growing and the usage is growing. And so it's very positive. And I think once people understand it and internalize it, it'll be very widely used.
Absolutely. And, when we saw some of this recent run up, although a lot of cryptos did stall, Bitcoin included, but the ones that did run up had a lot of the same attributes that Litecoin has, the privacy and low fees and things like that. So it's kind of all, set to move.
Yep, it is. And then Litecoin had a nice move up today. I mean, like I said, I think yesterday it was around $86, and today, right now, it's $101, $102. So, it's a big move, in one day. It's signaling something. It's ready to break out. I mean, it really is. I mean, it's in such a long consolidation period for years. I mean, you could argue 7 years. That's a long time for something to kind of go sideways and then come to a pinch point. And I mean, the explosive move, it will be explosive. I don't know where it goes. I really don't, because if Zcash can go from, $30 a couple of months ago to $700 today, I mean, that's an incredible move. And it doesn't have nearly the fundamentals that Litecoin has. So, I mean, you got to look at, that kind of move. I mean, that puts it in the 4 digits easy. Well over. So we'll see.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
It
should be, though.
They can only suppress it until they can't suppress it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Holding the beach ball down at the bottom of the pool. Good luck doing that forever. You run out of air. So when it moves, it moves. All I'm saying is everybody should probably take a look at maybe just getting one Litecoin if you don't have any, is hanging on to it and enjoying the ride.
For sure, for sure. Okay. What is going on with Rand Paul? Is Ron Paul just so embarrassed of his son?
I know. I voted for Ron Paul twice in the primaries. I mean, I supported him 100%. And I don't know what Rand Paul's doing. He's back and forth. And I mean, he was pro-vax, now he's anti-vax. And I mean, there's just all kinds of things that just don't, I don't know what's going on, but maybe he's just acting.
Well, and I'm confused because even Senator Kennedy's even like acting crazy too.
Oh, from Louisiana, that John Kennedy, is that his name?
Yes, I love him.
I do too, but he's done some things and voted for a couple of things. I'm like, what are you doing?
But he's even, okay, so here, I love him. He's saying, and Rand Paul, and this is where like, you know, we're in a movie. So I'm like, what is this end game with all this thing? So I titled today's,
so it's all kayfabe.
Yeah, the filibuster and whatever. And I want to get into some of this, and I want to show you guys. I found this professor guy. He's brilliant. He's been, of course, destroyed, canceled, whatever. But I'll kind of get into that and show you guys this. But okay, so everybody, we're in the government shutdown, whatever bullshit. It's not really. It's like partial shutdown. You know, some of these people are working 3 days a week. The ones that make the most money are only making partial money. You know, anyway, it's all this kind of scaled shutdown.
It's like the government's your body and you got a sprained ankle.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it is. That's a shutdown. Your ankle shutdown.
You're exactly right. It's all a lot of smoke and mirrors. But Kennedy does say he offers 2 options, and both of them are basically like, hey, you know what? If the government's shut down, we shouldn't be getting paid. And Rand Paul objected to both of those and says, oh, no, we should get paid. And I'm just like, your father would be so disgusted.
Yeah, I want to go to Thanksgiving at the Paul house.
Yeah.
Say members of Congress can't be paid and don't get back pay even after we end the shutdown. That's called the No Shutdown Paychecks to Politicians Act. I ask a unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of my bill, that bill, which I just described, which is at the desk. I further ask that the bill be considered read a 3rd time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there an objection?
President, reserving the right to object. I think it's time that instead of closing the government down further, that we begin to open up government. What I will offer is legislation that instead of closing government down further, begins to pay those who are working, pays our soldiers, pays our air traffic controllers, pays everyone who's showing up for work. I think this should become a permanent feature of our government. I think it's disruptive. I think it's unfair. And I think it's wrong that we don't pay the workers that are showing up. But a better way than isolating out different groups and punishing different groups is to actually pay those who are working. And I think we should do this. If we pass this legislation, this would never be a problem again. We're going to run into disagreements in the future. We're going to have times when the government shuts down, but there's no reason that we shouldn't be paying our government workers. So I ask that the senator modify his request so that instead of the Senate proceeding to the immediate consideration of calendar item 191, that S3012, that the bill be considered read a 3rd time and passed, and the motion to consider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Mr. President.
Would the senator modify his request?
I will not, Mr. President, and I'd like to explain why. I understand Senator Paul is making a good point. What he's saying is rather than saying, as I am, that nobody else is being paid, so members of Congress shouldn't be paid, I think what Senator Paul is saying, let's pay everybody. That's what I understand him to be saying. And he wants me to agree to that instead of my bill. What Senator Paul is proposing is Senator Ron Johnson's shutdown, No Shutdown Act that we voted on several times. And I'm for it. I voted for it several times. Here's the problem I have with Senator Paul's proposal of pulling down my bill and going with Senator Johnson's bill. Several reasons. Number one, I'm interested in passing something. I'm not interested in just putting on a show. My bill will pass the House of Representatives, and my bill will be signed by the president. Senator Paul's bill, I can assure you, will not pass the House of Representatives, and President Trump will not sign it. I'm not saying someone's right or somebody's wrong. President Trump does
Okay,
not
I'm not
consider
watching
to
all
have
this.
a con-
Anyway, nonsense,
support-
nonsense. Okay, then more nonsense. Then we get into the filibuster thing. And this, they show a list of who is for and who is against. Look at this nonsense. 24 Republican senators want to keep the filibuster in place, with only 9 senators confirming they want it removed, and the rest remain undecided. And these senators, Mitch McConnell, okay, look, John Kennedy wants to keep it in place. James Lankford, Cynthia Loomis, Tom Cotton of Arkansas. I mean, this is insane. Chuck Grassley, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so freaking insane to me. I cannot even.
So their argument, I can see both sides of it. So their argument is probably, I don't know, I'm speaking for them, but if I were in that position, my argument, if I were for the filibuster, would be that, hey, we need to have, we're the Senate, we debate, we take our time, we deliberate, and we should have all the time that we need. Now that's been abused. I mean, the filibuster, you do have time to debate. And so I guess that's the issue, because, you've seen them hijack any kind of legislation by filibustering and basically just dragging it out forever and killing it. Yeah. And I don't know if their argument is that, hey, we have to have free speech. If it's going to take me an hour, it's going to take me 10 hours to explain it. I need to be able to have that time. So I don't know what happens if they eliminate the filibuster, what kind of limitations that puts on how much time they have. But that's the Senate rules, whatever they make up. Who knows? They make their own rules, for their chamber. But I don't know. I'm not sure.
So let me show you this argument. I'll start at. I'll start in at about. I believe it's 11 minutes.
Okay.
Share this tab instead. Oh gosh, hold on. I gotta turn that off. Quit.
Made election interference a national emergency. On April 1st, 2020, April Fool's Day.
Here we go.
The continuity of government argument is the one I carry closest. It declares that Executive Order 13848 in 2018 made election interference a national emergency. On April 1st, 2020, April Fool's Day, though no one was laughing, I believe Trump activated Directive 40 in response to seditious actions within the Pentagon.
45, 46, and 47, if you think about it. I just don't want the credit for 46.
The TV generals, Milley, Austin, and elements of the Joint Chiefs were not read in. They were, by my analysis, part of the seditious conspiracy that necessitated the activation. The military never fully transferred power to Joe Biden. 2021 to 2025 was an interregnum, a shadow government. Trump never stopped being the 45th, 46th, and 47th president, with hats and merchandise emblazed with 45-47, the dash suggesting a pause, skipping Biden entirely. 2025 to 2029 is the continuation of his first term. The obstacle is brutal. Article 2, Section 1 says the president shall hold office during the term of 4 years. Biden took the oath. Trump did not, at least not publicly. An extended single term, 2017 until continuity of government is restored to Trump, in theory does the trick. But this begs the question, what signals the end of Trump's first term? Military tribunals and the draining of the swamp of the treasonous lot? Seditious conspirators shot by firing squad? The problem this theory presents is that it would necessarily call into question whether 2024 was legitimate, whether it counts. Because if it does, you run right back to the two terms only problem. Still, I think this is the best theory that Trump has not enjoyed 2 terms. But regardless of my enthusiasm for this theory, it's too mind-numbingly incredible for most of America to wrap their heads around. And that is the strongest argument against it. The repeal of the 22nd Amendment is the only path with teeth in the open. It requires 2/3 of the House, 290 votes. It requires 2/3 of the Senate, 67 votes. It requires 3/4 of the states, 38. Timeline ranges from 100 to 180 days. Obstacles. The filibuster blocks it even with 62 Republican senators. If even 8 defect, the repeal dies. California, New York, Illinois never ratify. The path requires a miracle that would need to be paired with a safeguard. The 28th Amendment, passed in the same breath, grants a single one-time third term to the once-in-a-lifetime president who reclaimed our stolen republic from the abyss.
Because today, we are not merely transferring power from one administration to another or from one party to another, but we are transferring power from Washington, D.C., and giving it back to you, the people.
After him, the old ways return. No constitutional limit, only the pre-FDR tradition upheld by secure elections. Tyrants cannot cling to power when the ballot is honest and the count is clean. The people, not parchment, become the final term limit. I believe in a God that can make all things possible. But for the miracle to work, we must seek His glory, not the tool of His divine appointment. Second, this path only works in the daylight. I have seen the data. I have held the ballots. I know the mechanics. I call it Operation Clean Slate. It's the rollout of a massive declassification of 2020 and 2024's fraud that reaches the brainwashed in unrelenting fashion. Nation-state experts from the inside of the NSA provide unassailable proof. Dominion and Smartmatic executives turn to whistleblowers saying about their corruption to avoid the death penalty. Cyber findings reveal where the 6.3 million votes went missing for Kamala Harris and why she could not match Joe Biden's ridiculous 81 million vote total that no rational human being could believe. All that's required is an emergency broadcast that we can't turn our eyes from. Now back to Operation Clean Slate. Within the next few months, Trump issues the mother of all election integrity executive orders, rooted squarely in his plenary authority as Commander-in-Chief, mandating hand-marked paper ballots, in-person voting, voter ID with signature match, no mail-in except for military and overseas, and hand counts in public view. The National Guard stands ready to secure the primaries and general election. After the Clean 2026 midterms deliver an overwhelming mandate, the Clean Slate Act is introduced and passed in 2027. House 318 to 117, Senate 69 to 31, signed in a permanent law on June 30th. The purge comes in November 2026. Turnout reaches 87%, the highest since 1876. The House flips to 335 to 100, Republican. The Senate flips to 67 to 33, Republican. Governorships reach 38 Republican. New blood enters. Carrie Lake, restored to an office of her choosing after both her governor's and Senate races were stolen. Sam Brown, the Nevada veteran, and many J6ers who suffered unjustly, including John Strand and Jerry Brown, who ran for office from jail. The repeal begins in January 2027 with House Joint Resolution 1. The 22nd Amendment is repealed. States ratify in waves: Texas, Florida, Georgia on day 1. Pennsylvania, Arizona, Wisconsin in week 2. North Carolina, Nevada in week 4. Minnesota becomes the 38th on June 15th. (2028) arrives. Trump runs unopposed in the primary. Gavin Newsom, the California governor, runs for the Democrats if he's not in jail. Trump wins 520 electoral votes and 70% of the popular vote. I would love to do it, he said of a third term, or fourth, or unfinished first. I have my best numbers ever. The republic does not end, it breathes. The chain is gone, the people spoke, yet humility, faith, integrity, courage, love, teachability, and sovereign selection remain the pattern. We, the people, can express our desire for Trump to serve again, whether as a third term, a fourth, or the completion of an unfinished first, but we must ask God what he wants. Any scheme will fall apart without his providential blessing. Saul was anointed, then rejected, because he forgot the pattern. The pathway cleared for Trump can be exploited by those who do not love the Lord. Honest elections are the surest term limit. Tyrants are given the boot, not by amendment, but by ballot. One day Trump won't be here. His energy defies his age. The surest way to secure a lasting and generational victory is to set the stage for more of the unlikely to emerge. Those anointed and appointed by God. Those that understand the most valuable thing on earth is Jesus Christ, and that the government will be on his shoulders. What do you think?
So that, I believe, is why the filibuster has to go, so that we can get rid of the 22nd Amendment, because I think that we're not focusing on the fact that the election was stolen from we the people. Trump may be in his first term, an unfinished term. We may be in the continuity of government, and it hasn't been exposed to we the people. You're muted.
Didn't want to jump in on the video, make noises. No, it's possible. There are signs that that point to that being the case. I mean, there definitely is. There were anomalies in the swearing in and the time and the gun salute. I mean, just things that don't make sense, but they do make sense through the lens of, okay, it was not a real deal. A lot of, it could have been recorded. I mean, there are just a lot of anomalies, in the whole Biden administration that didn't make sense. Didn't look like a real presidency. I mean,
And even
really, it
Trump's
was an
second
auto
swearing,
pen, and I mean, all that stuff,
even Trump's second swearing, the 24,
Yeah.
There's
some, no
wasn't right.
handle, this, weird stuff.
Yeah. So are we in Trump's first
Right.
presidency?
I mean, it's possible. Or is it all a grand deception and they're just making us think that we know the truth, and it's really not the truth as they usher us into this diabolical technocracy. And when we wake up one day in the Matrix, it's all over and it's too late.
Well, we've been in
That's the other side of it.
Our whole life we've been in a matrix.
I know. And
Is this the
we
great
absolutely
awakening?
have. And hopefully it is. I think it's a great awakening at an individual level for a lot of people. And I think that needs to happen. I'm hopeful that whatever happens, that, at that level, at the grassroots level, we awaken enough and realize the illusion. And then at that point, it does kind of have to change, because we no longer, believe in it. I mean, it's just like you talk about the magic trick. We don't believe in the magic anymore. It's not real. And so I definitely see two paths taking shape. It could go either way. And I guess maybe it is up to us to, define what that future is. I think they're both there. It's just which one are we going to go down?
Well, and is the magician the teacher, or
Yeah,
is
well,
he the
or
deceiver?
the deceiver, right?
Yeah,
Right. No, both.
right.
And that's it. That's the duality of the whole thing,
Yeah.
and it's, it's just like you look at a tarot card, it could be, okay, this way or this way. It means
Mhm.
something completely different. And it makes sense that that's what we're living in. It's just what version of reality are we going to choose, or what version, of the future are we going to walk down? Maybe we have two that completely diverge. I don't know, where we live freely because we choose to and we're awakened, and then other people don't. Not sure. Or does it all go like this guy says, and lays out, which would be wonderful, and it gets fixed, you know,
Yeah.
because it kind of needs to be fixed. I mean, it's really broken in a lot of ways. You see with this government shutdown, you think on one side of it, oh man, this is messed up, that's messed up. And then I look at my life, I'm like, I don't even know it's shut down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just this different sides of things. I don't know. It's a strange path we're on, strange existence. So
Because
no,
the more ridiculous it gets, the more the real parts of your life separate from
oh yeah, definitely.
the ridiculousness.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's so easy for me when I turn on the TV and watch someone speak at this point that,
Yeah,
you
Marjorie
see
Taylor Greene
you
is
see right through stuff.
Yeah. She's rolling over on cue. She's rolling over
Because-
on her own words. She's, losing integrity. Trump pardoned Daryl Strawberry, I guess.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Didn't he die?
I'll look it
Daryl
up to
Strawberry?
have the correct information, but my husband told me
It was
that.
really good.
So once again, IRS can't be enforced. Right?
Yeah, there's that whole thing. Yeah. Go into that.
Strawberry.
Daryl Strawberry's still alive.
I don't know.
I thought he was gone. Maybe it's a Mandela thing.
Daryl Strawberry. What was what did I just say he was? What?
He got pardoned. He's an outfielder for the New York Mets.
I think that was what he told me.
He would either hit a home run or strike out.
He was pardoned by Donald Trump on November 7th. Hold on, I'll share the screen so you guys can see. For past convictions related to tax evasion and drug charges. The pardon covers a 1995 federal tax evasion guilty plea where he failed to report income from memorabilia signings and related drug possession issues from 1990s, for which he served prison time and paid back taxes. White House officials cited Strawberry's completion of his sentence, repayment of owed taxes, long-term sobriety, embrace of Christianity, and founding of a recovery ministry as key factors. Strawberry, an 8-time All-Star, 3 World Series champion, 1983, and Rookie of the Year, I don't know, very important person, blah, blah, blah. Playing career before granting received a call from Trump on November 6th praising his career before granting the full pardon. He expressed his gratitude on Instagram, allowing me to be truly free and clean from all of my past. This follows Trump's recent pardons of other figures, including political allies and celebrities, no connection to a Thanksgiving turkey pardon. And the 2024 turkeys were Peach and Blossom, pardoned by Biden, and no 25 names or events involving Strawberry have been announced. What? Why would they bring that up? No 25 names or events involving Strawberry have been announced. The phrase likely refers to the baseball legend's high-profile clemency news, which dominated headlines and discussion. I didn't say anything about turkey or pardoning turkeys. That's funny.
What is all that about? I don't even know what you
I
just
don't
read.
know. Why did that bring that up?
I mean, if it were Daryl Cranberry, it would make more sense. You know?
No connection to turkey, Thanksgiving turkey pardons. Huh.
I mean, do you have strawberries at Thanksgiving?
I don't know.
I'm
That
trying
is
to get the pun or the joke here.
I don't know. Grok's thinking it's being funny, or are we going to see some turkey pardons?
That's what I mean. It's like cranberry and strawberry. It's two different things.
That is weird. And it says the phrase likely refers to the baseball legend's high-profile clemency news.
There must have been something I missed there. The phrase. Which phrase is it talking about? Who knows? Grok. Grok, win Terminator. A Terminator dog rolling up to the door.
Turkey pardon. No Thanksgiving, Moto says. We might all be busy watching some beautiful bean footage during Thanksgiving.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm sorry.
I know.
Running
out of popcorn.
Yeah, I don't know.
Enough to drive a man to drink.
More Pellegrino for everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Out of the plastic bottle, of course. We got the glass bottles inside, but they're like
good. Yeah, you should not be drinking out of plastic.
I know, but it's convenient. You know, it's the convenience of it. You
Mhm.
know.
Yeah. So that the video that I was watching, this is a brilliant guy. It's David K. Clements. His YouTube channel is called The Professor's Record. If you haven't followed him before or seen his videos, go watch. He's got like a whole series. This is episode 12, but he's got a whole series, and they're great to fall asleep to. He has a great voice.
That's what I was going to say. He's very calm. He should be reading like the Odyssey or something, the Iliad. You know,
He
it's just
does
like
have a great voice. Yeah, but he's brilliant. He's kind. He's a patriot. He's actually met Trump in person, and Trump asked him, like, "What would you do? What should I do?"
Yeah.
Not what should I do. He said, "What would you do?" I think. And very interesting. He's got a really interesting perspective of it, and very thoughtful ways of looking at it. This video actually I started us at about 11 minutes at the continuity of government theory. There are other theories that he has, different ways of unpacking the speaker ascension theory, which, we've talked about that back when Gates was like, oh, I nominate Donald J. Trump for, and other ways that it could
Gates,
unpack. But this one at about 11 minutes, with all of this talk and this big push about getting rid of the filibuster, makes the most sense to me. And I could see it playing out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Let's hope for it. Let's manifest it and think, that's the path we're taking, right?
Well, because it also undoes so much of the government, because we are, if you want to talk about no kings and be careful what you wish for, and like, if you're going to be a true country of free men and women, people,
it's assumed that
we don't need
free men. We assume men and women, right?
We don't need a king.
No,
we don't need some people lording over us, and that's where the government went wrong. They weren't people serving we the people. Right. They became, Pelosi is finally saying she's going to retire or whatever, and her income has increased over 2,000% because of her insider trading, and there's no consequences for her.
No, there's no law against it either for members of Congress. I mean, they can insider trade and it's perfectly legal. So obscene. What do you think they're going to do?
Obscene. Yeah. And, there's rules for thee, and there's rules for, and then us little people that are afraid of our government, it's so wrong and criminal. And
Yeah.
you know, what is it, what's the saying that there's tyranny when people are afraid of their government or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, liberty and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it is the vote is the biggest thing. I mean, the vote and the money, but the vote can fix the money, but I mean, maybe not. But
But not when you
voting has to
press
have
the vote.
integrity.
Yes.
Has to have the votes have to be accurate, and we know they're not. And there's no way he got that many votes. Well, how many did Obama get? And he was popular, you know. And
Didn't.
Biden got more than Obama. How?
Yeah. But that's where, when our census has been wrong since the Chicago fires, you know,
Yeah, there
when
were a
they've
lot of
been,
incidental fires, you know, in the 1800s in big cities
right,
too.
they've been manipulating the maps to create more seats, to be able to have more votes
Mhm.
in the House and in the Senate. I mean,
Right.
these votes have been manipulated in the House and in the Senate to have, you know, manipulating power, because so the lobbyists could move things around.
Yeah, it's been
Oh,
corporatized. I mean, that's really what it
right.
is. You know, we've been divorced from our government. I mean, we have been separated from our government. We don't have the voice. I
We
mean,
don't have a voice.
we really don't. I mean, we really don't. The voting is the voice. I mean, that's it. I mean, but we, you know, the votes aren't right. There's no way they are. I mean, we've seen it.
Mhm.
So once that's restored, I mean, that's huge. I mean, it is. It's absolutely huge. So yeah.
Yeah. And until that is given back to we the people, and until you know, theft stops, until, you know, taxes stop being taken out of our wages, our effort without our say, until we stop being stolen from our effort, without our voice being put into it, and then it being given to kill people in other countries or benefit people that come in and steal from us in our land, we are not being represented, and we don't have a say. And it's just absolutely taxation without representation.
Mhm.
And it's absolutely unconstitutional. And
Yeah,
it's not the republic that our founding fathers, and that we we don't have a representation, where our rights are being violated. Our God-given rights are being violated.
correct.
So
No, it's absolutely are. Yeah, so we need a radical change really quick. I mean, you think back 20 years, would it be possible? I think back to 9/11. You know, you think back to 2001. I mean, we don't, so many people, we couldn't even have a conversation like this. I mean, you couldn't, because people were so believing that government was telling them the truth, believing people in power, believing that, oh, they're just looking out for us. I mean, they do love America. And I mean, now we've seen so much, and so much has been unwound through, you know, Bitcoin, and crypto has been a big part of that, you know, financially educating people. I mean, it really did wake people up and help them to see that, oh my gosh, the government just prints money, and this money, it does all these bad things. Um, and so it wakes people up. So my point is, we're living in the dark ages. I mean, there were a few lights. I mean, you know, but now I just see more and more people, you know, oh, you know, getting it and realizing, wow, this whole thing's messed up. This whole thing's got to get changed. And when you hit that critical mass, it just happens. I mean, it just does, because enough people are just, this doesn't even work. This doesn't make any sense. But if you're out there counting on Big Daddy to take care of you all the time, which has been their ploy, you know, by print as much money up and, you know, and buy people off, you know, with goodies that really aren't in their favor, that aren't helping them, that aren't lifting them up, they're just enslaving them. And at some point, you've got to wake up and realize that. And when enough people do, the whole thing changes. And so we're getting closer and closer, and I'm hoping we're really close, really.
well, and I think even other countries like that, you know, that story that we kind of opened with, no, I can't. was it Belgium? I can't remember. Whatever country repurposing Russia's assets. When something like that happens and that tipping point happens where the trust is gone, even between countries, and they're like, wait a minute, I thought we had these rules to the game where you gonna hold
We
me
had this corrupt system running just fine, and we all agreed. What happened?
We agreed to this game, and you're gonna hold a little bit of my assets, I'm gonna hold a little bit of your assets, and we're gonna play with this paper monopoly money and pretend and do some trading, and I'm gonna scratch your back, and then all of a sudden they rug pull each other.
Yeah.
And game over. Then you've got like street fighting going on. Like, no, and that's when, the new rules come out. So maybe that's where we are. And I could see something at that point, then it does go very, very quickly.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then, like Cliff and Bix have said, then there's no markets to look at because,
right.
Wall Street.
What do I have to eat?
Isn't open tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's showing up at Wall Street tomorrow.
Why would you? Yeah, nobody's going to go to the corporations. Like if they will, and Cliff has talked about that, they're there to steal the computers and take whatever's there and box it up and leave. I'm getting at least something out of this thing.
Yeah. Well, and the IRS agents have been working from home for years since COVID.
Yeah.
So, if you don't think they're already got stuff packed up, and then with these shutdowns, if you don't think they're already, I know people that work for the government, they already have side jobs.
Right.
And they're already working side hustles.
Right.
And if you don't think they're bringing home office supplies to work at their other job.
Yeah.
And whatever, that stuff's already happening.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I know it.
We're already there.
Yeah, I think everybody can agree that it's gotten so far out of hand. It's so big and such an inefficient thing. You see it at the local level, how things can be inefficient. It's like, oh, that person doesn't know what they're doing, and leave them. It's fine. Just you work around them, and you kind of everything kind of works, but there are some inefficiencies, and you realize this could be better. Now magnify that times 10,000, in the government, and you've got a very, very inefficient system that is just compartmentalized, and everybody's screwing up over here. Doesn't know that person's screwing up. They're doing the same work, and it's just so much inefficiency that you get to a point that you can't pay for it anymore. It just doesn't work, and that's kind of where you're at. Then you just can't fund it,
and people stop wanting those things that they don't see value in anymore. Where there is no trust, there is no value.
No, it really isn't. I don't know what value the government really brings at this point, just because, it can do good things. It's got the ability, but it's handicapped. It's inefficient. It just doesn't work well. Yeah. It doesn't.
Yeah. I'm not asking Fancy Nancy to do any favors for me.
No.
Yeah.
No,
for sure. For sure.
I'm sure Dickie Durbin wouldn't do any favors for me either. Senator here in Illinois.
Oh, yeah, old Prickster's not.
JB, I invite JB down. Come on, JB, let's have a few
drinks.
He
should come to our next meetup.
He should. And the thing is, what you'll find, he's probably a very nice guy. When you're talking to him, it's just that they've got these agendas. They get up there and I don't even know if they believe half of it, to be honest with you. It's just they're carrying out an agenda.
They do what they're told. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. They got interests. If you're a billionaire family and you own a bunch of hotels, and you're going to make sure that that's taken care of, and your buddies are taken care of that work, and it's all just that's it though. You got so much money involved, and you got to get back to a sound money standard, because that restrains the whole thing. It keeps it in check, to where the government, hey, you want to build that canal? You're not going to borrow money unless you go out and float a bond, and people buy into it. And if we don't want to buy into it, the canal doesn't get built. You got to go old school on this stuff, to where you can't just print the money up and do it. You have to ask for permission to do it. And that's what happened, in the past. You want to build this? Okay, well then You put the proposal out, and if we believe in it, we'll buy those bonds and invest in those, and then you can use that money to do that project, and then we get paid back. And that's how you do it. But now it's like we're going to do everything for everybody, and then nothing gets done, and grift and grift and grift, and industries. But unlimited money creates unlimited problems.
Yeah. Well, and that's what they used to do, is
Right.
that's where the people did have a voice.
Right.
Was that they would say, hey, we want to go to war, we want to build this whatever, or we want to do whatever. And then it couldn't get fulfilled unless enough people bought that bond. And so that's how it would get funded.
Right.
And then the people would be rewarded or made whole because the bond would fulfill. And
it would create industry, and more money would come in because of trade or this or that. It made sense.
A healthy way to create those things, and the people's voice was heard or fulfilled.
Correct. You think of a school, even small schools now fundraiser. It's like, hey, we want to put a ball diamond in. Okay, we need to do this. You're going to fundraise it, or you can vote on a referendum to raise the taxes, for a certain percent to do it. But they have to get permission to do that stuff. You can't just go out and deficit spend. In these school districts, and states can't. They can deficit spend, but they can't create unlimited money just to keep papering it over. It's like you got a credit card. It's pretty big. You've hit the limit. Now what do we do? And so states are under that obligation, especially local places are even more under that obligation. And that's good. You have to live within your means. If you run your family like that, what's going to happen? Your finances are going to go kaput and you're done. You're driving a few Volkswagens, that are 25 years old.
They've had the what's it called, the exchange stabilization fund, and they've had these black budgets, and they've had all this fake money, and not to mention the derivatives, not to mention what I mean, that have created all of these unhealthy bubbles and
housing bubble.
Pain.
Car bubble.
To
medical bubble.
And false. And then on top of it, we're having fake reporting because, there is tremendous layoffs right now. Amazon,
there are.
UPS, FedEx, all of these companies just had tremendous layoffs, not to mention the government layoffs and cutbacks and all this kind of stuff. I have somebody, a friend, an acquaintance that sent me, his wife works for a huge insurance company, and she has inside information numbers, reporting numbers, where people are still on the insurance, but it's like they were given a severance package and they got to stay on the insurance, but they're not, it's part of the severance package.
Okay.
And so she has like the numbers of how many people are technically unemployed for like a year, 18 months. So there's this fake, we're in this bubble right now, and we're kind of coming to the end of it, probably the end of this year and even into next spring, maybe. We're on the tail end of it right now. And people are going to start having to walk away from their homes, their cars. They're already starting to walk away from their cars and stuff.
Yeah, you're seeing it.
Yeah, you're seeing the cars.
Delinquencies are up. Commercial mortgage delinquencies are up.
Right. People had asked for, I can't remember what it's called, where you ask for not to pay your rent or your mortgage or whatever.
What's the word?
Delay or whatever. I can't remember what the word is.
It's not grievance. It's similar to that. What is it?
I can't remember.
Not grace, hardship. There is a word that they use. I can't
in the
think
chat,
of it.
let us know. But there's a word where you can get like a delay because you have a hardship and you just don't pay for your house payment for 6 months or a year or something.
Right. I know what you're saying.
And she has this information because of they get this so much insurance with their severance or whatever. Well, this was, I don't know, 18 months ago or so, she was starting to see these packages roll out. So we're coming to the tail end of this. That means that our unemployment numbers are severely skewed.
Yeah.
And we're about to come into a tremendous period. And that's not even accounting for the offsets of AI coming in place at the same time. So it's like this perfect storm of, pardon the pun, but of layoffs, the shutdown, the AI coming to, take a lot of jobs, the economy, like everything all at once, and this huge delay of people that have had severances and just this little, fairy tale of bubble. We're going to have houses dumping on the market. Also, Zillow and BlackRock and all this have been passing titles back and forth to falsely inflate the housing market to make it look like house prices are up.
Correct. And that affects everybody out there in the real market trying to
Right.
buy a home.
But those housing prices that's not the real, like, true free market.
No. And then what else does it do? If you're just sitting in your home and you're happy, why do my property taxes keep going up? Well, all the comps are going up. And it's like, but
and that affects the cities, because if all that dumps and the property taxes go to shit, and and the cities don't have funding, then because, oh, well, our property taxes all went to nothing because the housing market just dumped.
Right. And so you see how everybody's in on the game, though.
Yes.
I mean, just because they benefit from it. And you're right. The counties, the cities, they're like, oh yeah, keep raising those prices, until everybody's affected, and the sheriff can't even afford his own house, and then you're like, what the frick happened? I can't afford my property taxes. Am I going to confiscate my own house because I can't pay taxes on it? And so, I mean, I agree with you where all these things are coalescing, and you are coming to a critical point to where all of it's going to hit, and something has to happen. I mean, something will have to happen. Do you reset this whole thing? Create that platinum coin, roll it all in the stable coins. I mean, whatever, to eliminate this debt, or do you just say, or you rug pull it and say, we're repurposing the debt?
Yeah. Or do the banks eat the debt? Does the Fed eat the debt?
You dump it on that and just let it die. And okay, you're done.
It just goes away.
You went bankrupt with all the debt, so it's over.
I will tell you, like, when my husband's mother passed away, and so some of the things we had to do, like, okay, if she had this debt, well, what do we have to do? Well, you had so much time to file public notice, and then they had so much time to respond, okay, yes, she owed this or she owed that, or medical debt or this or that. And if they didn't respond within so much time, then it's like, hey, you had so much time.
Right.
Or if a company, let's say we found a bill or something, but if that company had gone out of business, well, then they went out of business.
Right.
So, like, if the Fed goes out of business, like, then, well, who are you going to pay? Like, and Bix has said this before. Well, who are you? If Chase goes under, who are you going to pay your mortgage to? Or Wells Fargo or whoever.
See, that shows the fraud of it, though, because it's not, I mean, because you're not dealing in real money. You're not dealing in real assets. They can just zero it out and say, oh well, just like debt. I mean, okay, you got this debt, and then they basically write it off. And then a debt collector comes along and says, oh, I'll buy that for, 5 cents on a dollar. Yeah. And then they'll be like, hey, you owe all this money, and it's
you're like, I don't have a contract with you.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't. I mean, but you're just trying to collect it. And you know what? They're going to try and collect it because, they're like, well, I've got this statement here that says that you owe this. And so they're going to do everything they can to try and get that. And so, but ultimately, all of it, you got bankruptcy courts where they say, we'll just zero that out. What do you mean just zero it out? You just went to zero. I mean, you just eliminated it. Well, how'd you do that? I was slaving and paying for all this stuff. What do you mean you can get zeroed out just like that? That just shows you that it's not a tangible thing. Now, you can't zero out a car, you can't zero out an ounce of gold, and you can't zero out like property. It exists. You know what I mean? It's a tangible asset to where if you're trading it or bartering with it, it exists. I mean, it's not like some magical thing that gets created and then you can just say, we'll just cross that off, just disappear it. Well, how do you do that? Well, it's a fictitious monetary system that's created out of nothing. It's fiat by decree, out of nothing. So anyway.
No, I'm with you. And then that goes back to the, possession is 9/10 of the law, and
Yeah.
you're all standing there and it's hot potato, and when the music stops, or wait, not hot potato. What's that other game?
Musical chairs.
Musical chairs.
Yeah. I don't know. Hot
When the mu-
potato's similar though. It's like
Yeah,
somebody's left screwed over.
yeah. When the music stops, you better have a seat.
Yeah.
That's why we hold Litecoin in our own possession. We hold
Yes. Not on an exchange.
possession. Yeah. So
$101. 101.36.
I swear it got to 103 today.
I think it got to 104. Yeah.
Did it go to 104 today? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting how this plays out. I mean, it could go a couple of different ways. I mean, it could break out at the end of this year, or it could take until, like spring. Just depends on what levels it sits at right now. So if it can stay over 100 and be consistent there for a few weeks, that's a pretty good sign. We're going to see a pretty heavy run up here between now and the end of the year.
Interesting.
It's going to break out at some point. I mean, it's just there's too much pressure on the thing. It's just a matter of time. And you've seen the early signs. I mean, you've seen Zcash, you've seen Dash, you've seen these cryptos moving. So you're hitting. This is very familiar to me. In past cycles, I've seen these things happen to where it's like, you're holding it down, and then the beach ball popped up, one over there, another one popped up, and that's how it feels. And you see them popping up like that, and then at some point it's just full blown frenzy again. And if you haven't experienced it, it'll change your life in probably bad ways and good ways, just because it's a psychological frenzy. I mean, this FOMO thing. I mean, you see people just like, going nuts because of all this energy that comes into the market, and all these prices are going crazy, and everybody becomes an expert, and they think they can, become a billionaire overnight and buy this coin, it just came out and it's going to fix the world. I'm investing my whole mortgage, borrowing everything in for it. It's just
don't borrow. Yeah.
Look at the undervalued things that are solid. Just take a look at Litecoin. Just saying, it's a safe bet.
It's exciting. Definitely exciting. Well, another Friday in the books. I have a lot of peace on this Friday. I feel like we're going into the holiday season. I feel like, we're in this really, the world might be chaotic, but there's a lot of truth in things like Litecoin, things like true friends, and
yes, people.
And good people and community. So, look to what is true and good.
I agree with that, and that's very an important point. Being around genuine people that are honest and truthful and actually care, it's very important. Surround yourself with those kind of people. I mean, it's a good thing for your existence. And there are people that you deal with, and you think, man, why do I every time I talk to them they upset me. Maybe you should not do that anymore. I'm just saying. I mean, start looking at things that are positive. They're for your existence. I mean, and kind of gravitate towards those things, because there's nothing like having a good set of people around you. I mean, just genuine people that care about you, and you can have the good honest conversations with. That's important. So surround yourself with those people. I mean, it's life-changing stuff. I'm a testament to that. Everybody that I know and love, my chosen family, we are definitely, it's a very special group. I mean, it really is, and it'll get you through a lot, when you have hard times. It definitely does. So find those people. They're out there. You will attract those people by what you put out, the energy that you put out, and how you want to be, how you feel, what you are. You're going to attract those people. So if you're surrounded by a bunch of negative people, you got to start thinking, what am I doing wrong to attract these people in my life? Maybe I need to make some changes to not, do that kind of thing, because a lot of it does come from within. So just some thoughts.
Absolutely. And sometimes you have to fake it till you make it. Like,
Yeah, something like a job or career, it's like, oh, I can't be, but you got to know that, and you can't let it kill you. I mean, you can't let it drain you. You got to at some point realize I need an exit strategy, and start working toward that rather than just being, miserable the rest of your life. Make changes. I mean, it's never too late to change, and it's never too late to do the right thing, and follow your path. You need to.
Yeah. Well, good night, everyone. We will see you guys next week. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Make sure you go to clintwestwood.net for great resources. Go to likequeenlisa.net for ways to connect with me on my website, and follow Westwood on Twitter or X. We will probably be on Spaces tonight.
Yes, it's scheduled for an hour from now, 8 p.m.
Okay.
Central Time. So go here and find my X account and subscribe to it and hit that notification bell, and you'll see a lot of things on my feed. I got a picture of the day now. I'm always doing a picture.
There you go. New
Anyway,
stuff.
a video of the day too. So
okay, new stuff. And we will talk to you guys later. And there's information about a possible winter meetup at Westwood. So
in the tundra.
Bye.
America's not the government, people. The America is you. It is the Grand fucking Canyon, the Rocky Mountains, the deserts of the Southwest, the Pacific fucking Ocean, the Atlantic fucking Ocean. It is the grandest continent. And what the fuck have you people done? You have turned yourself into sheep, every goddamn one of you.
You're gonna drink. Drink? Woo! Woo! I feel good.
Absolutely.
Oh.